Today is the day I'm gonna start harvesting some stuff, and I just want to bring you along. Welcome to Back to Basics Homestead. I'm going to show you a little bit what I do about 3 days a week. 3 days a week I have no kids, either daycare or school, and I'm alone. So within those 3 days, this is the days that I inspect most of my plants, because unfortunately mid-June pest has started to arrive. I am seeing some bugs damage. We are not having a lot of rain, so some of my plants are struggling. So I'm just gonna walk around, bring you with me, talk to you. So you're gonna see a little bit of my daily routine. I am in my greenhouse, and I always start with the greenhouse. It is very bright, very sunny, and start to get warm. So this is why I start with the greenhouse, and I will harvest some of my lettuce so I can put it in my fridge to have it over a couple of days ready. Some of them are going to seed, so the chickens will have some of the harvest. And I also want to talk about pest problems, because pest problems are part of gardening, and I am totally transparent about that. I actually had a conversation with a fellow homesteader about pest problems, and even though we try our hardest, sometimes it happens. Like this one, this is a leaf miner attacked, and I'm not sure if the camera can pick up, but they're like little eggs on the leaves. They are attacking my Swiss chard, they're attacking my spinach, they're attacking my beets. It's a bit discouraging, but you know, I have 3 days, like I said, that I have no kids, so I do the most that I can, the best that I can, and this is why I sow always a little bit more. So Justin Rhodes, one of my go-to person, said this: you sow a little bit for yourself, you share them with pests and other animals, and you'll have some for yourself. So this is what I keep doing every year. I always sow more than what I need, just in case that pest problems, temperatures, lack of water, whatever reason, so to make sure that I have enough to preserve and eat fresh for the family. And let's just say that the leaf I just sowed, there are some pests on it. The chickens won't mind. It's a 2-for-1 for them. There's the treat, and there's the worm inside the leaf, so they're gonna love it. So don't ever think that because you failed in the garden, if you have chicken, you haven't really failed, because you're giving food to your animals. So, and you're learning in the process for future year. I will actually grow in colder months, so any cold hardy crops, I will push my high tunnel to have my greens in the high tunnel, and as soon as the warm temperatures arrive, I will stop. I will only grow lettuce and mustard. And same thing when fall comes, this is where I'm going to take the row covers back out, and I'm going to grow those things. And maybe like during the summer for Swiss chard, I'm going to succession sow to make sure that I can have some for my family. So that's my 2 cents on that. once I've harvested my lettuce, I'm going to check if I have some cilantro, and then I'm just going to inspect every plant here in the greenhouse. I know it seems a lot, but like, I'm outside, I'm in the sun getting some vitamin D. It's peaceful. There's nature sound, so it's therapy at the same time. So yes, I am working, but this is my therapy session. It's cheaper than therapy, and it actually feeds me and my whole family and my animals and my compost, if ever the animals don't want to eat it. Wondering if you saw why I have some tomatoes in pots. I have 1, 2, 3, and I have a 4th one outside. It was in the way while I was harvesting my lettuce. I want to experiment with 2 varieties in pots, and for future experiment, and to actually show that it is possible to grow food in containers on your balcony. So I will talk about it more in future videos. I have grown tomatoes in grow bags, but I've never filmed it, and I've never tried these specific varieties. So I am going with aroma type. I have 2. I have aroma here and aroma there, and that one is a Manitoba. Manitoba is made for cooler climate, and outside, I showed it when I walked in, outside is a Black Man Sea or Black Sea Man. This one right here. That one I started very early inside to see if I can push my limits to get faster tomatoes. And so I have those 4 in pots, and I want to show you that it is possible to grow in a container. And I'm waiting for them to get established. I will stake them. I've companion planted them with onions, with marigold, with basil, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's going to be an experiment. I will show more over future videos. Even though you're in a condo, even though you're in an RV, even though you're between 2 places, here in Canada, it's going to be moving season soon, so you can have tomatoes or peppers or any type of vegetable in a container. It's possible. So this is why I'm doing it, and I will be able to show it finally on camera, because I've been doing it for a while. And in the greenhouse, I only have determinate tomatoes, except the big one in the back, so I don't prune them the same way. So I just prune the bottom leaves to give it a good airflow. That's what I'll be doing. So I don't cut the suckers, I just cut the leaves that touch the ground. And they are way overdue to be staked, and it's on a project to be done over the weekend, because even though they're determinate, they do need support. And I'm doing this to make sure that there's no diseases on my plants. The peppers, I just transplanted those, so they're not established yet, so I just inspect them and see if there's any problems. From what I'm seeing, they still need to perk back up. My peas, I'm not sure if the peas here I will harvest any. I have put them here. It's a logical choice because my son, my youngest, Cedric, he eats them even though they're tiny, big. So these are sacrificial so that the ones everywhere else, he won't find them. Well, I hope he won't find them. He comes outside, he garden snacks on peas all summer long. So this is for him. Then my hot peppers are my hot peppers and my eggplants. My eggplants are here, my hot peppers are there. They're looking, it's only been like, I think 8 or 9 days that they're transplanted, so they're perking back up. And with this extreme heat, we'll see, probably next week they'll be where they should be. On cabbages, I always come and inspect to see if there's any yucky green caterpillar. I don't have enough netting, so this is where I manually inspect every plant. This year I'm trying companion planting with very fragrant herbs like chamomile and cilantro, thyme, and I'm adding flowers, cosmos, for the beneficial insects. Tell me I'm not alone. Basil. Yes, I crave all cold months. I crave having basil. This year, I really need to do windowsill basil. I just love fresh basil. This week, we do pizza every Friday. If this week I can have enough basil, I am doing this week or next week, a basil pizza. It smells so good. This is called a green stalk tower. I have 24 pockets. I love it. I have it right out of my house. So with the grow bags, with these 2 garden beds and that one, it does like my kitchen garden where I can have like things close by. But just with that, it's 24 pockets with food in it. You can grow determinate tomatoes, dwarf tomatoes, peppers in there, leaves, leafy greens. I'm growing beans. On the other side, there's a cauliflower, there's a pepper, there's cilantro, there's basil, there's mustard, lettuce. You can put anything that is compact, you can put in the green stuff. I literally love this thing. Too bad it's right now in Canada, it's not available. I would buy myself a second one. If you are in USA, they are available year long. It's called Green Stalk Tower. They have a website. And for Canadians, I have spoken to Green Stalk. They say that we might have international shipping available somewhere within near future, near years, crossing my fingers, because Green Stalk Tower on a balcony gives you at least 24 plants, and this is a 4-tier. There's a 5-tier as well, and there's 3 tiers, and each tier has 6 pockets, so it gives you a lot to have in a 2x2, so 4 square feet. You have 24 plants growing in there, and sometimes like in one pocket I put 2 beans so that you can have 2 bush bean plants in there. Some people grow cucumbers, some people grow indeterminate tomatoes, melons, squash, zucchinis. You can push it to the limit. You just need to provide some sort of support to the bigger plants. I'm going to continue doing my little garden tour, and you're going to see a time lapse. That the more you harvest from your chamomile plant, the more flowers it's going to produce. I planted a boatload of chamomile this year so that I can have a lot of chamomile tea over the cold months. I just love tuning down with this beautiful tea blend. I'm not so big on teas when it's like 30 degrees Celsius outside, but when the cooler temperature comes, I love having chamomile tea with my daughter, especially my daughter like loves chamomile tea, so that's like a mother-daughter moment that we have together. Can't wait to see. I did not calculate how much I sown, but there's a lot, so I probably will be harvesting chamomile for months to come. I always inspect my squash for squash bugs, for squash bugs, some vine borers eggs, some cucumber beetle, and whatever aphids, white flies, larvae, whatever, because I never get to eat any summer squash or winter squash. So this year I inspect them, and I actually changed my game. I am using a row cover for my my winter squash, and I am using varieties that are sturdier. Well, that's from what I read, so we'll see if that works. Good news, I'm not seeing any pests on my squash, my winter squash. For my summer squash, I'm seeing some larva stayed pest. I'm not sure what they are, but I am destroying them. And I just harvested 3 green onions for tonight's dinner, and I want to show you a trick that I'm doing. I am not unearthing the whole green onion. I am cutting right at soil level. And then it just grows right back. See, I just cut this one. This is 3 days ago. So you have an ongoing green onion harvest and sow less seeds. I just have 1 row like that. No, actually 2 rows. One is in the front garden, it's red onions. But for green, I just have 1 row, and I cut them at soil level. So I thank you for passing by the homestead today and harvesting and listening to me, my tips, and I hope that you feel what I feel, like the satisfaction of growing my own food and bringing it inside and cook a full meal with all the stuff that I either canned last year or freshly harvested out of the garden. It's a feeling I can't even start to describe. It's like, it's an accomplishment. It's like, it's surreal. It's amazing. And if you think that whatever I'm doing could inspire someone, or someone needs guidance, you can share my content, share my channel or my videos, like, comment. Everything that you do will support, because the reason why I started doing this channel is to inspire more and more people to get their hands dirty and grow their food from their balcony for a little plot, or like big scale like I'm doing, or even huge scale homesteading, self-sufficient big garden. Whatever scale you think someone wants the garden, they need help or guidance, do share my channel. And thanks a lot for passing by the homestead today.